Hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, as always. Actually, I should need to add to that list. I guess Lion fans now are putting me on their most wanted list as well, and 49er fans. You know, for a man that I try to look out for everybody, I try to love people like this beautiful lady right here and everything else. I get so much hate and animosity. I don't understand it. You know, I go, olive branch in hand on the Dan Salio show, literally just to get my teeth kicked in. I don't understand it. I don't bother nobody. But yet, I get the hate. So I guess, as they say, if they ain't hating you, you ain't doing something right. So I must be doing a whole lot right. So welcome to Hall of Fame Game Day. I know we talking about a practice game, not a real game. Not a real game. We talking about a practice game. But hey, they got pads on, they're going to be hitting, and they got a football, and it's going to be on television. So you know that you'll be watching the Hall of Fame game. And it's kind of interesting because I actually want to see what Trigger Trey. Trigger Trey is going to be starting for the Chargers. They're giving him all kinds of praise and saying how good he looks. So we'll have a chance to see Trey Lance, a guy who literally we gave up a 4th-round pick for, a guy we literally gave $5.6 million last year, and was not worth it. We have the usual drama, save the drama for your mama, Micah Parsons deal. Now, I've kind of pointed out that it doesn't matter who you are. If you're one of those top players in the NFL, you're going to get treated like crap by the Cowboys. You just do. And their Cowboys' track record of getting people signed in training camp early, with the exception of Diggs and Ferguson, is not good. You might recall when Jerry Jones had said after a preseason game that Tony Pollard looked real good, he said, Zeke who? Zeke who? So not only is it that they take their time getting the contracts done, they also have a way of trying to soil the players as well for wanting to get paid. That they are literally scum of the earth because how dare you? You are here with them boys. You are here with the Dallas Cowboys. What is that, a house building place? Okay. Factory direct to the public houses. Okay. If you want to go ahead, North Carolina here, they got them prefabbed houses delivered to your site and assembled. It doesn't matter if you're Zack Martin, because Zack Martin had to hold in twice. And that deal, his last one 2 years ago, I want to say it was the 14th of August when they got it done. CeeDee Lamb was after training camp. Dak Prescott, literally opening season Sunday. So we know, and Zeke Hilly was after after a couple of preseason games. Hell, the all-time leading rusher after winning the Super Bowl, literally ended up having to wait until Charles Hilly took his helmet through a locker and scared the bejeebies out of Jerry Jones. Hey, Charles, could you get a helmet and throw it through a locker and see if maybe you can scare Steven and Jerry Jones? I'm just saying. Maybe they need a little encouragement. But don't expect anything anytime soon on that one. It's just the way. And as the key thing on here was Jerry Jones was saying, they're out there in practice and they can get hurt. So are you trying to say you'd rather have Micah Parsons sitting on the sidelines and not working out? I think that's kind of what he was saying, is that way he won't get hurt. He doesn't think about the soft tissue injuries. But be that as it may, the watch continues to go on. We'll listen to the Adam Schefners of the world that'll say that both sides are further apart than they were because Jerry Jones thought he had a handshake deal. And what's really happening is both sides are trying to see who's got bigger cojones, okay? What's going to happen is one of these sides are going to finally say uncle, and the deal will get done. I can't snap. Can you snap your fingers? See, she can snap. It's kind of like a lighter without any flint. You try it just, look, damn it, I beat that. I got it. I got nothing. But one of these sides, because Jerry Jones, of course, is like, I want to work with the player, which is against the NFLPA's agreements. Unless the player has no agent and he has a fool for a client, which is himself, you can't negotiate with the players. The NFLPA states that, although the NFLPA, I don't think they have a commissioner at the moment because they look like jackasses. But be that as it may, he has an agent, David Magenta, and basically said, "Yeah, Jerry, that sounds good. Just call my agent and get it straightened out with him." And Jerry Jones refused to call the agent, and so you got two sides, two bulls huffing and puffing, and at some point, one of these two are going to make the first move, and then the thing will get done. Now, the problem, of course, for Micah, technically, is the Cowboys don't have to do anything. And if Micah walks out, let's say Micah says, "You know what, I'm sick of this shit," and he ups and leaves, and he's gone for X number of days, then basically the Cowboys can reset the clock, not pay him, but he doesn't get counted for that year, so they still own your rights. And if you're not there, they fine you $50,000 a day. Now, we've already seen the Cowboys take $500,000 from Diggs for not working out in the off season with them to rehab his knee. You don't think that they would go ahead and try and send a message to Micah and say, "Yeah, we're going to take that money"? They certainly did with Zack Martin. Zack Martin lost $800,000 with his holding. So things are going to get a little bit interesting before they finally get solved. And I have no doubt that this will be done. It's just, this is the way the Cowboys do things. They piss off the player. They hurt the team because they're not there practicing. And then they overpay. And then they pat themselves on the back like they've done something great. In other news, I mentioned Diggs. Does anybody else think that this is the last season of Trayvon Diggs with the Cowboys? Both sides have basically dug in. Diggs saying that, "You know what, I'm going to be ready as quick as I can be, that the training staff that you have would not have gotten me here any quicker. The Cowboys are under the impression that they'd rather have control of you and you working here so that way they can keep an eye on you and make sure that you're busting your ass." And I just don't see that there's an out in the contract after this year. Of course, the Cowboys don't pay people not to be here. So they go through and they make sure they can get every penny out of you before they let you go. And basically, this year, it doesn't help you any by releasing him. If you find somebody that'll trade for him, but I doubt anybody's going to trade for him until he's ready to play. But next year, his salary cap, the guaranteed money is gone, and you can end up releasing him and creating cap space, and I guarantee that's probably going to happen. One other piece here, before I keep on rolling up the road, I'm happy because I was back before the Hall of Fame game and stuff, and now that we've gotten off of the ocean, it's blue skies, and I think actually it's going to cool down some, is George Pickens. George Pickens is kind of hinting that he wants to have a home here in Dallas, that this might be the place for him. And here's the thing that you look at. If George Pickens has a great season, now the Cowboys are in a win-win situation with what they did, okay? Because George Pickens is on the last year of his deal. His contract is only $3.4 million. And you're basically done after this year if you have to be. If he ends up being a complete disaster, it was a one-year rental. And if he has a great season and you decide not to pay him, you can guarantee he's going to sign a big, fat, juicy contract. Juicy contract. And if he does, you're looking at fourth, maybe possibly a third round pick to replace that third round pick that you spent to get him. So you're at least at a break-even point as far as draft compensation, and you'll have had his services for a year. But if he ends up with about 1,100 yards, and you start seeing some of the contracts that are out there now, Scary Terry's looking for a raise. I don't know that he's going to get one because he's at $25 million right now. And Court Sutton got his deal. He's about the same age as Scary Terry, but his is basically $22 million a year. So that's actually less than what Terry McLaurin is making now and looking for a bigger payday. If George Pickens, a guy in his prime, and that's where he is right now, has about 1,100 yards and is a free agent, you can guarantee that his numbers is going to be in the 30s. And now you got the problem of saying, are you going to let go another receiver that is really, really good? You can't. And now you're looking at a bigger payday. Now, George Pickens probably does not want to go ahead and get the contract now because, as he knows, all I got to do is be a solid citizen and don't get in trouble and have a good season. I will get paid big time. So if I'm the Cowboys, I might be trying to explore the if you believe, if you've seen what you've seen so far and say, yeah, this guy's a real one, you may want to explore trying to get him under a contract at some point during the season. That would be more proactive than what the Cowboys usually are, which is reactive. Okay, good people, as always, I appreciate you. The Cowboys will be back out on the field today. Hopefully it'll be like yesterday without the fights. Yeah, without the fights. And I've got some thoughts on Brian Schottenheimer. I love that he's holding guys accountable. And I think that is one of those things that when we talk about the culture has been missing. All right, peace out.